picture this. It's 8 p.m. I go to bed. I wake up at 10:30 p.m.
Oh.
I have to wake up at like 6 in the morning to get ready for work. I can't fucking go back to sleep. So I watched the new Hulu original film, The Books of Blood, which is based on an anthology book series written by Clive Barker.
Okay.
And it's the worst horror movie I've ever seen. Not really. It's the second worst horror movie from this year, though.
Okay.
It's apparently from my little typety types. They barely adapt like anything from the book. It's 3 stories in an anthology format. The first one is an hour of the 2-hour movie. It's half of the runtime, and it's easily the worst one, and it just keeps going on and on and on, and I was suffering watching it. The second one, so fucking stupid, but at least it was only like 25 minutes. It's the same thing for the third one. It was ridiculous how stupid it was. And I hated myself. And then I tried to go back to sleep. And now I'm just thinking about the fucking Books of Blood all night. So I get like 3 hours of sleep, go to work for 8 hours, and now I'm tired and I want to go to bed. But we're recording a podcast about the Texas Chain Saw Massacre and its remake.
Are you okay?
And yesterday I watched Happy Halloween, the new Adam Sandler movie.
Oh, fuck, that's out?
Yeah. It wasn't as bad as Books of Blood, but it was fucking bad.
I still need to finish Sandy Wexler.
I haven't watched it. I'm pretty sure it's by the same director.
I watched like half of it and I stopped because I just got cringed out.
It's pretty bad, right? I think I saw the first like 5 minutes. Adam Sandler is doing like one of his stupid voices the entire runtime.
That's what he does with Sandy Wexler too.
Damn it. He's like, oh, yeah, he's doing that. So, hey, booey.
Does he have any other stupid voices than the one?
I don't know.
I guess he's got some like.
He can do impressions.
Yeah,
he could make up a
Crazy
he
Nights.
Could make another voice.
In 8 Crazy Nights, he does the voice of both Howie and his sister. And I'm not impressed by Howie, but Howie's sister, I'm like, damn.
That makes me erect.
That's good. Like, shit. But, yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, I've got the poster for Texas Chain Saw up already. Whatever. Who cares? The taste of what's to come.
So, let's talk about what we've been up to these days. I did rewatch Spotlight.
Oh, yeah?
Have you seen that one yet?
No, but I remember you really liked it.
Yeah, it's incredible. It's so good. I love, if you ever have any recommendations for films about like investigative journalism or like stuff where they're going up against big corporations or the church and they're like, they knew! Yeah. That's my favorite shit! That's why I enjoyed Dark Waters from last year so much, which you still haven't seen.
No, but I want to because I love Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, and he's in Spotlight as well.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Or if I did, I forgot.
It's Liev Schreiber or whatever. What's his name? The guy who plays Sabretooth in X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I don't know the guy's name, though.
Fucking Michael Keaton, Mark Ruffalo, and Rachel McAdams.
It's a pretty stacked cast.
Yeah, it was, and like people show up around there, like Stanley Tucci's in it. He's in like a supporting role. Billy Crudup's in it. It's a pretty stacked cast, and it's an incredible movie. Howard Shore's on the fucking score, and the score is so good. But I also rewatched Batman Assault on Arkham, which is pretty much just a Suicide Squad animated movie.
Okay.
It's one of my favorite animated DC movies. It's really, really fun.
All right. I'll have to check that one out. I haven't seen it.
And then let's see, when did we even fucking record last? Was it the 3rd?
I think it was Sunday still. Because this is the first week where we've had to kind of adjust to my work schedule. I got a new job.
Woo! He ain't Tay got a new job.
Yeah.
Pierre got a new job.
Woo! Everyone's getting
Everybody's
employed this
I'm
week.
back at work today.
Yeah, this is a work week. We're getting back.
Work back at it. I'm glad that like it's a nice little back for me because I only work Monday through Friday, so it's just today and tomorrow, and then I get a weekend. I'm like, it's a nice little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like when I start working, I want to like ease into it again.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then just working 5 days, like, oh.
Yeah, that's kind of what my schedule is like. They're just like, all right, we're just going to toss you right
Were
in.
they just understaffed or something?
Yeah, it seems
How's it been?
It's pretty good. I deliver pizzas. I'm not going to say for where, but I deliver pizzas. And
It sounds pretty fun. Like
yeah.
you just kind of cruise around or listen to music.
Kind of. I mean, I'm sure I'll probably do that once I get a little bit more comfortable with the job and used to it. But so far, it's basically like I go around a couple deliveries, come back, do like dishes or something, maybe answer the phone, take an order.
But mostly you're just
Mostly
delivering
deliveries.
pizzas.
I don't know if it works like this usually, but the way they close is kind of stupid because it's like one manager and 2 delivery drivers who have to close. So, like, I'll be in the middle of my closing tasks, and I'll have to, like, just randomly, sporadically, like, go deliver pizzas. And, yeah, we're usually there till, like, 1 or so. So, it's weird, but...
How many days you working usually right now?
Right now, 5. I was scheduled for 6 this week, but I assume it's going to be 5. I assume they were just doing some training stuff this week. I hope it's not 6 every week. That would be...
How long are the shifts?
So like my first day was like a computer training day. I only came in for like a few hours, and then 7 to 8. So
I mean, if you work, I doubt most places like that do not want you to go into overtime, so you'd probably only be working 5.
yeah, I don't know. The hours plus the tips probably make it close to about the income that I had from my last job, maybe, which was over 40 hours a week, but I lost it. I got canned because of COVID, so now I'm delivering pizzas.
It sounds like a more fulfilling job than your last job, to me at least. Like, I would prefer to be delivering pizzas than what you were doing previously, just because what you were doing previously would, like, make me go insane.
Yeah.
Like, I have to be interacting. I know you don't like to interact with people that much, but I like need it, or I'm gonna go fucking crazy.
No, I basically just like listened to podcasts at my last job and minded my own.
And then I watched. I did watch 2 other superhero movies. So there was a line of comics that was like a Superman Batman like duo stuff. It was just called Superman/Batman.
Oh, okay.
And they did do 2 movies of it. I watched the first one. It was kind of lame. It had its moments, but mostly it was just like a big fight scene for like an hour, and it wasn't very good. And that's by this guy named Sam Liu. If you look at the DC Comics like animated library, there's going to be like 4 names that always pop up, and that's Lauren Montgomery, Sam Liu, Jay Oliva, and Ethan Spalding, I think. I'm sure I'm missing like 1 or 2, but those are the names that like frequent my head. I feel like Sam Liu is usually near the bottom of my ranking of those 4, just if I look at their movies and as a whole. However, I think if I remember correctly, he is the one that did like Death of Superman, which I thought was a fantastic adaptation and a great movie. One of the best Superman movies I've ever seen. He did like Batman Year One as well, which I think you watched.
I really like that one.
Yeah, I think that one's really good.
Bryan Cranston as Detective or Commissioner Gordon.
But and then the second one was directed by Lauren Montgomery, who I think is a more capable director usually. It has a lot more interesting like choreography for the fight scenes. So even though a lot of it is just one big fight scene, it's a lot more fun and dynamic. Okay. It doesn't just feel like kind of like dull colors being thrown at you. I watched My Spy with Dave Bautista.
Oh, how was it?
It was not as bad as I was expecting. It was bad, but it was unexpectedly kind of fun. I think it kind of goes into that same genre of films that like The Spy Next Door, The Pacifier, The Game Plan all fall under.
Yeah.
And I think just because I watched so many of that type of shit as a kid, that there's like a genuine feeling of like happiness and nostalgia just tied to that genre. So even though it was bad, I got something out of it.
Yeah.
And then I watched Vivarium, which is a newer horror film or like sci-fi thriller with Jesse Eisenberg and Imogen Poots.
Okay.
I remember when I saw the trailer, I was really excited for it. Unfortunately, it fucking sucks.
Oh, damn.
It has an interesting premise. Pretty much this happens within the first like 5 minutes. They're a couple, they're trying to find like a house, and this weird guy's like, yeah, follow me. He's like a real estate agent, and they go into like the suburbs area where every house is the exact same, and they get stuck in like, they're in a loop pretty much, like they're stuck in this neighborhood that's infinitely repeating kind of thing.
No, okay.
It's like a fun little premise, and I feel like the first 30 minutes is pretty good, and then goes on for another hour. It's just not enough substance for a film. It's like my same, except that one was much worse. It's like my same problems with Cop Car that I talked about last week. Like, movies should just be able to be 30 minutes if that's all the story has involved.
I agree.
And then that was mostly it. Oh, I watched another Pokemon movie. Oh my god.
What are you trying to say? You trying
It's
to
like-
badmouth the Pokemon?
The Pokemon movies. I might make you watch some of the Pokemon movies. They're like so fucking bad.
Well, it's okay, because, I mean, I've got things in store for you now.
Oh, I know. Yeah, we'll start doing our fucking bag of shit starting November.
Yeah. Scream Weens, so horror themed, so we didn't want to divert, because I didn't put any horror in that bag.
Yeah, I realized that there might be one. I don't think so. I put Last of the Living 10 times. We're just going to watch it 10 times.
No.
All right. But yeah, have you done anything else this week? I know you have been busy with work. But
I watched 3 werewolf movies this week.
Did we get a spoiler on your ratings?
Yeah. So I watched this one called The Wildling.
Wildling.
It came out in like 2018.
I wasn't sure. I saw you watch that. I'm like, is that a werewolf movie?
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to cover that. So I'm going to get into some spoiler because like a huge chunk of the runtime is devoted to like, are they, aren't they? And then it makes the revelation that, spoiler alert, they are.
Oh, they are.
Yeah, but it's not like a werewolf in the traditional sense where it's like, you know, they turn at the full moon. It's more like
shapeshifter.
Once it's like a species of human that once they like start going through puberty, they slowly start transforming into a werewolf. And it's basically kind of like Brigsby Bear, where like she was like taken and kept in an isolated room where Brad Dourif oh, hi. Yeah, you're looking at my screen. Where Brad Dourif, what's it called? Like basically like brainwashed her and was like, don't go outside the room. The wildlings will get you.
He seems like somebody that would brainwash a child.
Yeah, and then he ends up like giving her like this fucking medicine that like prevents her from going through puberty. And then
Wee bit weird.
And then eventually it gets to the point where like he tries to kill himself, and then she gets out and is allowed to go through puberty and slowly starts becoming the wildling. And yeah, it was okay. I'd probably give it like a 5. I like the concept of the movie, but there was just too much kind of weird stuff in it.
Oh, okay.
Like she goes and lives with this adopted family, and she starts developing this like romantic relationship with like her quote new foster brother, and it feels like very grooming in a kind of weird way because she has no knowledge of what human
Do you think that was
civilization
intentional, or do you think they just kind of didn't just flying by the seat of their pants there?
It didn't seem intentional.
Okay.
It didn't seem like it was going for any sort of...
Because I guess that'd be like an interesting idea, you know, just like
Yeah, they didn't.
I enjoy stories where it's like a fish out of water, like they have no idea what's going on, and like they're just being manipulated by like everyone they meet. But
yeah, no,
it doesn't seem like
it didn't really capture it through that lens.
Gotcha.
So I was just like, yikes. But yeah, like it had its moments. It was okay. So five. And then I watched
Silver Bullet, right?
Silver Bullet.
I've heard that movie's really good.
It's hands down the best one I've watched so far.
Would you say it's a masterpiece?
No. I've got a few small gripes with it that I think would be remedied if I were to like read the story. I think it's just that they had to kind of like pat some things down for the sake of adaptation.
Was it a book originally?
Yeah, it was a Stephen King novelette called like
that's right.
Cycle of the Werewolf or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's really good. I'd recommend it.
I'm excited for your review.
Yeah. And then I watched Hammer's Curse of the Werewolf.
That's by Terrence Fisher, right?
I don't know. Let me look it up.
Who's the big guy who was doing all those fucking... He did a bunch of Dracula, right? And I think a couple Mummy movies.
Yeah. It was Terrence Fisher.
Was it any good?
I didn't really like it.
Oh, okay. You liked some Terrence Fisher. I haven't seen any Terrence Fisher films. I just know.
Yeah. I like some... like... I get like campy value out of like some of the Dracula movies, and I think the first one's all right that they did, and I like their take on Victor Frankenstein. It's a nice, fun, campy like, aha, I'm a fucking psychopath. I'm gonna kill people and take their body parts.
Hey, it's me, Frankenstein.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was just like not enough werewolf in it. If I'm being honest, that's a huge part of my criteria for the werewolf films, and if it seems like they're going for something more, I'll acknowledge that, but this really wasn't. So,
gotcha. Well, and anything else, or just those 3 werewolf movies?
Just those 3 werewolf movies and the 2 we watched.
We were supposed to watch movies this week?
Oh.
I thought this was a knitting podcast.
Where am I? You smell burnt toast.
But anyway, yeah, we didn't have any questions this week.
What the fuck, Pierre?
I think you forgot we were recording today, but that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
He should be home now. I could yell out the window, Pierre! Hey, Pierre!
Get in here. Oh, well, since we don't have questions, I'll take this time to announce that we've got a new header and logo.
They're fucking sick. Yeah, I'm really happy where the channel's going right now, you know? I've been really satisfied with the last couple podcasts, with our stuff. We're really upping our game.
Yeah.
To the 2 people that watch us, but I'm happy.
We're getting there.
Yeah, and I'm
expanding
happy.
now. We're doing the social media game now. We've got like 60 likes on Facebook.
Yeah.
That was fast. That's almost as much subscribers as we have currently.
If only we could get those people.
Yeah.
Hey, guys!
Come on over, please.
But,
Why do you...
know, if I'm going to be honest, this is like this might sound depressing, but this is the happiest I've been like in my life in quite a bit of time. I'm just like... It'd be hard to say that I'm happy because I just have depression all the time, but like I'm so content with life right now. Like I like my job, I'm back at it. My girlfriend has a job now, so I'm not like stressing about money. She's here instead of like living a billion miles away from me, and I'm having a great time with this podcast. And it's just like life's pretty good. Like it's sad because there's a pandemic still going on, but for me, like life's looking up.
Yeah, no, I feel that. I'm happy for you that you're content and have these plot threads that have been resolved in your life. I'm a little stressed because I'm doing work now, and I'm also a terrible procrastinator, and I've got like these reviews up my ass. But I've been pulling it off so far. I'm confident I can do it for the rest of the month.
Okay, that's good. Then you can be content after this month.
Yeah,
because then I'll have had a stable income again.
I'll be more normalized at my job.
You'll do 1 video a week instead of 31.
Exactly. And I'll probably just like do batch recordings anyway for those, so I won't even have to like...
I don't even have to record for another 7 months.
Exactly. And I've been doing prep work for a project that I'm super excited about. And
Puppet Master 12. That's already a thing. Puppet Master 14. Gay sex.
Oh. We're going to be doing something on this channel. I'm not sure if we want to announce it or if we just want to drop it when
we'll
it comes.
Just drop it, probably.
Okay.
We'll make a trailer for it.
But, yeah, so something's coming at the end of November, and that's all I'm going to say on the matter. And yeah.
D-Day.
Yeah. Sorry, guys.
All right, yeah. But let's just jump into it.
All right. Let me get that poster up. Texas Chain Saw Massacre in 1974, directed by Tobe Hooper.
It's a movie. I'll say that much. So, like, Tobe Hooper, I've noticed this with, like, a couple of the things he's made. I haven't watched, what?
He's bad. He's a bad director.
Do you? Do you think that?
I don't like it. So, Tobe Hooper...
Do you not like this movie? I guess we'll just jump right into it. Do you like this movie?
I like things about this movie.
I ended up really enjoying this movie, but I get why. Like, this movie's pacing is so fucking, like, off the wall. It's like... Tobe Hooper has never heard of, like, letting a scene sit.
Yeah.
He doesn't he's just like, keep it going.
Yeah.
And it makes the film, I don't think it feels long, but it feels longer than 80 minutes because, like, it doesn't stop.
Yeah, I can feel that. The things I like about this film, like, the premise is fine. Like, it's a scary premise. I like the hitchhiker scene.
Yeah.
I like the gritty tone and, like, the kind of, like, documentary-esque shooting style that they go with. And I think that the last sequence of the film is pretty good. But
I think most of the last sequence of the film is pretty good. And I'm like, wait, what happened? What?
Yeah. And then, I'm not crazy about any of our, like, protagonist characters.
When I said I really enjoyed it, that's a bit much, by the way. I enjoyed it. I don't know why I said I really enjoyed it. I liked it.
I was going through, like, my letterbox and looking at, like, my comment followers, and everyone was like 9, 10. I'm like...
Like, and I get it. I do think that, although I don't think that the lead character is very, like, worthwhile as a character, I think that the actress did a pretty good job, personally. And I think that, like, in a horror film, especially a slasher film, like, an iconic scream is, like, really important.
Yeah.
And I think she has a pretty iconic scream. She does it a fucking ton.
Yeah.
I think it worked. Like, usually I get annoyed with screams, but I was like, that's fine. Mm. I enjoyed that. I guess I kind of enjoy her character. I do think that, like, this movie's so fucking bare bones.
Yeah.
Like, everything around it.
Friggin', what's it called? When it comes to the Texas Chain Saw Massacre, I might be in the minority on this, but I'm a bigger fan of, like, the sequels, like 2
I know
and 4.
quite a few people. Wait, 2 and what?
4.
The new generation?
The next generation.
I've heard that movie's, like, fucking awful.
It's hilarious.
Like, because it's bad?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Tobe Hooper made the second movie. You like that movie?
He did. He pulled, like, a Gremlins with it, where he's like, all right, I made this, like, first film that's, like, pretty serious in tone,
goofy as shit,
and now I'm going to parody it since they want me to make a sequel to it so bad. And
so you would say
like
you're not a Tobe Hooper stan?
No, because, like, he's like.
But what about
the more I watch
of
him? Yeah, the more I watch of him, I'm like, ooh, this isn't bad. And if you like. To me, like, the best Tobe Hooper directed movie is Poltergeist, and everyone says, yeah, Steven Spielberg really directed that,
or at least had a pretty heavy hand.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, I'm not crazy about the guy's work. His last film, I need to watch his last film. It's about the Jinn. Like Wishmaster, but it's not attached to any of the Wishmaster movies.
Oh, Jinn.
Yeah. This is the last film he made before he died.
I've heard it sucks.
I know, but I might as well check it out because I watched the fucking 4 Wishmaster movies, so why the fuck not?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see, like, I don't know if he's a great director. I would have to watch more. I think The Funhouse is a terrible, abysmal fucking movie.
Yeah, we suffered through that. I don't
understand why people like that movie. But I at least like this movie.
We should put that in the bag.
I'm not gonna rewatch them. Actually, I guess I would. Maybe I'll enjoy it more.
It's not the worst.
Since we watched that originally, I've watched a ton of bad fucking movies.
Yeah.
Because that was like 2 years ago.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
That was in like the dawn of our friendship. Maybe not the dawn, but it was
pretty close to the beginning. At least the first quarter.
It was November 9th, 2018. So.
Oh, damn.
This was not fun. You lied to me, Tobe Hooper.
Nice. That movie's fucking awful.
Yeah.
And it's...
We're just going to talk about the fun house.
Similar vibes, kind of.
Yeah.
It felt like he was just like, I gotta
Recycling.
make a similar movie.
But that's what's so weird is the pacing in that is so abysmally slow. Like, for a large chunk of it. And this is, like, way too fucking fast a lot of the time.
Yeah. So, yeah, anyone who doesn't know the premise, there are these people driving through Texas.
Then they get attacked by maniacs.
Yeah.
And then they all die except for one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in the movie. That's, like, pretty much it.
Yeah, basically there's a house that they, like, each pretty much go to one by one and check out, and, like, 3 of them, just by, like, going into that house, are like, hello? Is anyone here? Bam! They just get taken out.
Yeah.
And then the last 2, Shelly and what's his sister's name? The main final girl? I don't remember her name. But anyway.
Oh, what's her brother's name in the wheelchair?
But Shelly is the name of the guy in the wheelchair.
No, it's Thomas.
Wait, no, it's Franklin, isn't it?
It's Franklin.
Franklin. I don't know why where did I get Shelly from?
Is that the main character's name?
Maybe. I don't know.
Isn't that the girl's name?
Oh, God. But anyway, yeah, so Leatherface eventually comes out.
Her name's Sally, so maybe you got it from that?
I guess. I don't know. Whatever. Who cares? So, Franklin and Sally.
And Sally.
They go out to, like, look for their friends in the dark, and Leatherface shows up and slashes Franklin. Dennis Hopper's going to be really mad about that in the next film, by the way.
Did he kill Franklin?
I think it's Franklin. Dennis Hopper plays the, like, brother of one of the characters from this first movie in the next movie.
Oh.
And he goes on, like, this revenge quest. The second one's a lot of fun. You should check that one out.
I almost watched it, like, yesterday, but I was so fucking tired. And then I woke up and I watched the fucking Books of Blood.
Yeah, you would have had a much better time with TCM too. But yeah.
I will say that I think Franklin's the best character in this movie. It's not saying much, but
he just annoys me so much.
Yeah, but at least you, like, feel something about him. I didn't fuck.
The only thing I felt for him was, like, the scene where he's like, Sally, we gotta get out of here. We gotta get the keys and get out of here. Because it's, like, obviously in that situation, now that it's dark, all, like, one after another, people have gone looking for your lost friends and not come back.
Yeah.
So the smart thing to do would to be, like, go and find a cop.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they don't have the keys. He's like, oh, I'm gonna come with you, Sally. And she's like, I can't push you. Because I don't know if we mentioned this, he's in a wheelchair. But he's like, I'm gonna come with you. I'm gonna come with you, Sally. I'm gonna come with you. I got the flashlight, Sally. I'm gonna come with you. He talks way too much. But yeah, and then he gets slashed by a chainsaw, and my mind is finally at peace. Until the next time I decide to watch this movie. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I understand why he's like that, I guess, but
I didn't find him too annoying or anything. I just thought it was, I guess, the most interesting. I didn't find any of the characters very interesting.
I would probably agree. He is the most interesting.
I can't remember any of the other characters' names. I don't really want to. They're just like fodder. That's the main thing about this movie is they're like just used as fodder, which like is fine, but yeah. I need some semblance of a character to like
The remake
feel
vaguely kind of improved.
They try. I don't think I'm gonna jump forward real quick. I don't think the remake's a good movie, but I think they really try in certain areas. And I think they fail most of those areas, but they really try.
I would probably overall agree with that statement, but yeah.
Yeah, there's not a lot to say about this movie. It's like, I think it's a good movie. I think it has some fun shots. It reminds me of The Trooper, just because they're in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah.
And it looks like it's made on no budget, except obviously it's made on more than $2, but...
Yeah.
But even like the costuming for like Leatherface and stuff, it feels like Tobe Hooper might have made The Trooper. That's what I'm saying here. Tobe Hooper, The Trooper? Coincidence?
Blood Shack. There are shacks in this.
Blood Shack, Funhouse, 2 types of buildings.
It's coming together. Anyway.
And yeah, like I said, I think the main girl, Sally, I think she's played pretty well. I do like the gravitas behind Leatherface in both of them, just because they got like a big guy. I think it's like scary. There's one part where he just fucking lifts up like the other girl.
Yeah,
I think that's a good scene. That's like a pretty
I think the Leatherface performance is good. Yeah. Like I like that stuff.
I also do like the scenes. I personally think the scenes, it's pretty dumb, but I like the scene with the hitchhiker they pick up.
Yeah, I said I think that scene in the beginning.
Oh, yeah. I think it's pretty, like, silly.
Yeah.
It's funny because, like, 2 is supposed to be the silly one, but there's a lot of silly stuff. When they get the grandpa, they're trying to hit her in the head with the grandpa.
That's probably my favorite part of the whole fucking movie. Yeah, he just keeps dropping it.
He's like literally dead.
Yeah,
but they're somehow keeping him alive.
He's so old.
He's 7,000.
He's got to be
and
like
he's
older
just like
than
he can't grip it. They're like they're putting his hand like this and they're just putting the hammer in it. And he's going.
Yeah.
Like, that's fun. I like most of the performances around those guys. I think they're all kind of fun.
Yeah.
The chef, I can't remember what his name, the guy who runs the gas station, I think he's probably the weakest of them just because there's not a lot about him.
He comes back for the sequel, and we don't get the one guy who gets hit by the truck at the end of this, obviously, but we get like a pretty similar replacement for him called Chop Top, who's played by Bill Moseley. A lot of fun. He's got an iron plate in his head.
But... like in real life or in the movie?
In the movie.
Oh, okay.
Maybe in real life.
He's like, I brought this from home.
But, yeah. It's like, there's stuff I like about this movie, but I feel like the greater sum of it is just a big wet diaper that I don't like.
Oh, I would say that the greater sum of it is like a sexy diaper.
I don't find diapers sexy, you fucking weirdo. No, I'm just kidding.
What if Marge Simpson was wearing one? I don't know what that means. I'd give this movie a 6 out of 10. I think it's overall a good movie. It's just like not great.
I would give it a 4 out of 10.
Wow. This is going to be our most hated video ever made.
That can't be my first hot take on here.
I feel like you don't have a lot of like genuinely hot takes. I feel like
I do, but we just don't cover a lot.
What was the last thing we had a hot take on? When we gave The Hero a pretty low score, but nobody's watching the fucking podcast about The Hero.
Let me look at our roster. Let's see. I don't like It's a Wonderful Life.
Did you give that like a 6 or 7?
I thought it was.
You enjoy? I remember you saying it was pretty good or decent.
I remember being like lukewarm on it. Like I didn't like hate it, but I wasn't.
Maybe I need to make you rewatch it. Well, I know you were pretty fucking harsh on Miracle on 34th Street. That movie wasn't very good though. So that was a weird movie. We need to defend Santa Claus in court. Oh, wait, you were really harsh on The Last of the Living, which is an American legend.
I don't like The House That Jack Built.
I mean, that's not like... I really like that movie, but I wouldn't ever argue that That isn't a divisive film.
Well, I have hot takes. I guess
Nope.
we just haven't covered many of them on the podcast.
Like Thomas does not believe in Idaho.
I think
It's
bullshit.
not real.
I've been there, but I don't even believe
You've
in
been
it.
to Idaho?
Yeah, I've driven through it. Like I've gone on like drives across like the country.
Like you went to New York?
Well, not that far. I like
New
I've been all over the West Coast, but I've been like fucking nowhere on the East Coast.
We should go to New York. New York!
When COVID goes down, I'm totally down.
We can be like, where's Spider-Man?
Whoa!
Where are you, J. Jonah Jameson? I got some pictures for you.
All right.
You mess with one of us, you mess with all of them.
Either Spider-Man or a guy named Tony's got to come out. One or the other.
Oh, I forgot. I watched this movie called Vampires vs. the Bronx.
I watched your review.
Oh. Pretty good?
Yeah.
It's out tomorrow.
What'd you do? Like,
I scheduled it. It's on private. It's on schedule.
Oh.
No.
I
review.
thought you meant the movie. I'm like, how did you get that?
I went to the screening.
I was like, did you like sign up or something?
I was in the movie.
You were the main vampire.
That movie has a moment that was pretty much like the Spider-Man. You mess with one of us, you mess with all of us. The guy's like, you fucking talking about the Bronx?
No,
There's like a bunch of them. It's great.
Alright. Switch the poster over to the remake.
All right, so let's get the positives out of the way. All right, so those are the positives. So, no, I'm just kidding. Got him. What's his name? He's pretty good in it.
Ernie. Something Ernie.
Bert and Ernie, yeah.
Or, yeah. Here's what I'm gonna say for the positives on this one. Well,
Arlie Ernie.
Farley Early?
Arlie Ernie.
Arlie.
R.Lee Ernie.
Okay. I can remember that. So, the characters in this, they may be just kind of stock cutouts of like early 2000s horror movie cliches, or just kind of horror movie cliches in general, just specifically from the era of the 2000s. They have that vibe to them. Fucking, what's it called? I think the situation caused with like the suicide in their back of the car makes for a much more interesting first act where they're like stuck in this town and they're like, oh, we've got to, why won't the sheriff come meet us and take care of this body? We got to like drive out to meet him. What the fuck?
What is going on in this town? Yeah.
And then all the fucking Arlie Ernie stuff is fucking like, I think
I would say I think some of it goes on a tad too long. Like it feels like they're trying to milk it.
maybe a little bit, but
I would agree that he's probably the highlight of the film.
And I also like the Leatherface mask in this. I think it looks pretty good.
I think the Leatherface looks.
I don't like that they show his actual face though. I was like, oh.
I think both the Leatherface masks look kind of stupid, but like in like a. This is something someone would make really crudely, so like it's fine. I think I prefer the original just because it has like kind of a fun old timey look to it. But this one's fine. I enjoy it as well. I also enjoy. I think the performances in general might be better on the like. Not. I think Jessica Biel's really bad in this movie.
Yeah.
I think when she's running, like her physical performance, when she's running and like trying to hide, I think that's fine. I think she's pretty good at that. But then she opens her mouth and like,
Sweet Home Alabama.
Let's go blue.
Oh God! Someone please shut her the fuck up. That's basically a quote from one of the characters. It's not verbatim.
But I think that pretty much the surrounding cast is much better.
I like
the guy who plays Kemper.
Is Kemper like the kind of stoner?
The one that drives. Her boyfriend, I think. He looks just like one of my old coworkers from when I worked at Outback Steakhouse.
Oh, really?
Like, just like him. And I was just like,
You call him, hey, where were you in 2003?
He was like 10.
You don't have a time machine, do you?
Actually, he was probably like 7. You don't have a time machine. But I think the stoner guy's pretty good in it.
Yeah.
I think he's probably the best actor besides like Art, like out of the group.
Yeah.
His scene with like Arlie or Ernie is pretty good. I really enjoy that one. But overall, I think this movie's so fucking ugly. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I really don't like it.
It's got that kind of like
the
that
obviously
gray,
fake grayscale stuff. I think it looks good when they're in the forest. I think the forest scenes look really good with that like thing on it. But regular day stuff just looks stupid.
I think it looks good when they're in the slaughterhouse, which I also, to complement that, I think that's a pretty good set piece and a pretty good location.
I would agree. I think it looks there, but the rest of the movie I think just looks bad. And I think the movie feels a little like, while the first movie's its pacing was just so fucking fast, I think this one has like some weird lulls to it, just because it's jumping in between characters more.
Yeah. I think that once it gets to the point where like she goes into the trailer, that's where it really starts to kind of like drag out a little bit.
Yeah, I was not a fan. I think that was like, I don't think those characters were needed.
No.
That whole scene was kind of pointless to me. Like they just were like, oh, how do we get her? How do we get her in with the other guy? Oh.
Yeah. And it's like they like added a plot device that makes her like not even like need to go back. Like she gets back there like just by happenstance because the truck driver's like, oh, there's a cop car. I'm going to stop and figure this out for you. And then she's like, all right, well, this is convenient because that baby's doesn't belong to that woman anyway, so I guess I'll just take that baby and get out of here.
And who does she run over? Arlie? Who does she?
Yeah, she runs over Arlie Ernie.
And like, I really wanted to like this movie, but it was just, I found a lot of the like early stuff. I thought it was a more interesting premise, but I don't think it was handled very well. Like a lot of the time, I was just like, what are they doing? Like it doesn't. It was really weird because the characters all disagreed with her, like the main character, yet they still kept listening to her. I'm like, you have the keys. What are you doing?
Yeah.
But like everyone it felt like most of them were just against her. So I'm like, well, then fucking toss the butt, like do something. I also don't think that I think the little kid who was like the grandson,
Jedediah.
I'm like, he was like in the movie just to have like a way out.
Yeah.
While I think that like having more characters in the family is like fine, it was more interesting, I think. But I feel like a lot of those characters were just kind of wasted.
Yeah, it didn't amount to anything.
Specifically him and like, yeah, there was no like grandpa that was like, oh,
missed opportunity.
Instead, it was just that wheelchair.
Who is Herb?
I do like the guy. What was his name? One of the guys. He gets stuck on like a meat hook, and there's a scene where he's trying to like pull himself up. I thought that was a pretty fun scene.
Yeah, I like the scene where Jessica Biel like stabs him. Like I thought that was okay.
Yeah, that whole scene. Like,
although I was like, why don't you climb on top of the piano?
That's what I'm. Yeah,
like you could have much easier gotten him off instead of trying to grab him by the bottom of his legs and
like stepping on the keys. I'm like, what? It's
like, God, just step on the piano and then lift him up, you fucking dumb. But yeah, ugh. But yeah, I think I'd go as far to say I like this one more than the original.
Wow. I would say no.
Like, basically,
there are parts to it that I like, and like I said, they're trying. They're fucking trying their hardest. But overall, I just think it's a worse movie. It's like close to being competent, but isn't quite there.
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't. Neither of these movies were wastes of my time, at least. Unlike Books of Blood, the Hulu original anthology film based on the hit book series Book of Blood by Clive Barker, who also directed Hellraiser.
He also wrote the book that Hellraiser was based on.
Yeah. Duh. No.
Yeah.
So what would you give this movie? A 5 or still a 4?
A 5.
I'm going to give this one a 4. So yeah. Maybe you just don't watch these movies. I think the first one's worthwhile. Maybe you wouldn't, but...
A lot of people seem to like them, so I'd probably just say, get your own opinion. You know, don't listen
just
to me.
only watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre 4.
No, 2, then 4.
No, 4. Just 3.
I think
I do kind of want to watch... I'm probably going to watch the rest of them. There's a lot. There's 7 in total.
Yeah,
because there's 1 through 4. There's the remake. There's the...
New Beginning, or The Beginning.
The Beginning, which is a prequel to the remake.
Yeah, and that's where I tapped out.
And then there's Texas Chainsaw 3D, which is a direct sequel to the original. And then there's Leatherface, which is a prequel to the original in that timeline. So the timelines are 1 through 4, 1, and then the new ones, and then the 2 remake ones. So there's 3 timelines.
Almost as convoluted as Halloween's.
I mean, Halloween is what? 1, 2, H2O. 1 through 5, or 1 through 6, or whatever. 1, Halloween 2018, and then the remakes. So there's only 4. Something like that. So H2O is direct sequel to H2, right?
Yeah.
And then, is it 6 originally? Was there 6?
Yeah, so it's 1, 2, 4, 5,
3 is just
6.
I guess you could put 3, but I don't even consider it a Halloween movie in the sense of the Halloween storyline.
And then H2O, and then the new timeline.
Did you ever switch the poster?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just wanted to make sure.
But yeah.
I'll probably watch the rest. I've been trying to watch mostly horror movies for October. And I guess superhero movies.
Let me know what you think of 2 when you get there.
Okay. I feel like I might save one, the original timeline for last, because it's probably the better one.
Perfect.
I've heard 3's really bad. Is 3 really bad?
I'm not a big fan of 3.
But you weren't a big fan of 1, so...
Well, I'm less of a fan of 3.
Oh, wow.
But
right.
I haven't watched it in a long
Short podcast today.
Yeah, it's only
47 minutes.
47 minutes. Oh, wow.
That's why we're going to be sponsored by Subway. Make it your way, Sub.
We're not sponsored by Subway.
We're not sponsored by Subway because we're sponsored by Nintendo. So, Thomas, something epic next week.
Yeah, you want to take a guess? I'll give you a hint. So we're gonna watch
Trick or treat.
2 installments from a trilogy that we've already watched the 3rd entry for.
What? Is this
It's a loose 3rd entry.
Loose trilogy?
The first 2 are definitely together.
And we've covered the 3rd on the podcast?
Yes.
Was it a good movie?
It was alright. I think we both enjoyed it.
Can I look?
You can look. You'll probably get it if you look, because you'll be like, oh yeah, that's right.
I'm so confused right now.
You're like, what? I don't remember.
Is it... I don't know if that's part of the trilogy. I don't...
What's your thoughts?
Is it by Mr. Carpenter?
No.
Okay, because I'm thinking... Because The Thing is in the trilogy with In the Mouth of Madness, and what's the other one?
Prince of Darkness.
Okay, because I couldn't remember the other one. I'm like, is the fog in that one? No. Let's fucking figure this shit out. Is it... I'm so confused. Oh, we're watching more Rankin and Bass Christmas movies for Halloween, and they're horror movies, I would assume.
Yeah, they're horror movies.
We already covered The Evil Dead.
Just let me know when you want to tap out, and I'll tell you what it is.
I'll figure it out. Oh, is it by the guy? No, we've covered those. We already talked. I was like, is it by David Lynch? I'm like, wait, we've watched like almost every David Lynch.
Yeah, no, it's not David Lynch.
Oh!
Yeah, I assume you know.
The Church being the third one? Okay.
We're going to watch Demons 1 and 2.
Okay. Very epic. And Demons with an S, not a Z, right?
I'm pretty sure.
The 85 one by Lamberto Bava.
And the second one, which I don't know who it's
by Lamberto Bava.
But Asia Argento's in the second one.
Man, this fucking backdrop. Every time I see the backdrop for Demons, I'm like, that looks fucking hype. I want to watch that.
The first Demons is pretty good. I remember being less enthusiastic about the second one, but it's still okay. What's the remake
again called? They did do a remake.
They didn't do a remake, but they did a very similar franchise over here called Night of the Demons, which is like...
And I can't remember. Did you watch any of those ones? I can't.
The Night of the Demons. I watched
the first one, right?
I watched the first one, and I watched like the first 80% of the second one, but absolutely fucking nothing had happened regarding demons, and it was just like
Night of the Demons got a remake in 2009.
Yeah, with Edward Furlong. I've seen that one. But yeah. So, just Demons 1 and 2. We're not going to watch the Night of the Demons movies.
Okay, Demons 1 and 2. Very cool. Very epic. Just a little one. Little epic. Let's see if you can watch them anywhere.
I think they're both on Shudder.
Probably. So, Shudder, or you can buy or rent wherever you buy or rent things. Cool. Thanks for watching. Hey, tell your grandma. Bring it back.
I had already stopped recording.
Fuck you. This is just in the background. Screen. It's just a black screen now.
Should we have like an exit card that we can put?
Yeah, we'll put it right here.
This is new now. Enjoy it.
I need to figure out how to make a fucking...
We should